Is this working? Oh. It seems to be working. Oh, Greg is an asshole. Telling everyone that I'm streaming. So, someone will need to tell me in chat how my audio is. Testing. You should be seeing a browser of Fallen London. And yay! Excellent. Thank you, Gregory. Cool. So, I don't know how to stream, and suddenly I'm incredibly shy. So, is there audio of Hangouts coming through? There probably is. I will just silence all of that. Okay, this looks good. Okay, so let's see how this looks if I'm actually playing. So, what I'm trying to do is to get a boat. This is my Seeking Mr. Eaton's Name character. They are recently a person of some importance, so I mostly used items to get them over the 100 stat bump. And so it has been a grind to get the right number of appalling secrets and journals of infamy for this particular thing. I need a bunch of, what is it? Some sort of gang thing that I need. But unfortunately, I didn't switch to my hard-wearing equipment, so I failed the first time I tried. So I'm converting up, and I need 20 journals of infamy and something like 80 appalling secrets. I'll be honest, I have a OneNote document that has all the math involved that I'm going to spare us seeing. I also have a cat who is unreasonably upset because I can't imagine what she would be upset about. Alright, so Jackie's voice is very recognizable. Hey, little girl. I, again, do not know what she's upset about. So, how is it as I'm scrolling? Is it fine? Nauseating? I need 20 journals of infamy. Cool. Glad to hear it's fine. Alright, so I'm going to have to grind for cryptic clues, which will hopefully be easy. So the most effective grind I know of is just the unfinished business and spite. I did the cats and bats crap in the flit for a while. This is where you get like Seeking 5 and Investigating 5, and you can turn both of those in, and you turn them in for like 500 cryptic clues. And it feels more satisfying because you're like, oh, good, a substantial bump. But when you look at the number of, well, I don't know about the count of actions because I'm not doing that kind of, despite the fact that I'm doing a lot of math, I'm not doing that much math. This just seems more effective, especially if I'm drinking potions to keep down my suspicion. But the number of cryptic clues is anywhere from 1 to 120. So there can be several times where you just get 1, 1, 1, and that is some absolute bullshit. But then sometimes you get 39, sometimes you get over 100. So it's 500 cryptic clues I am checking my document, which you cannot see. Yes, 500 cryptic clues yields a bunch of appalling secrets. So, if I can keep myself out of jail, or have enough actions. So this is like the least narrative bullshit, right? Like, Fallen London, which I have two characters in this game, right? Like I play this game a lot, but there's a substantial amount of time in which what I'm doing is literally like this repetitive stuff over and over and over again. And I don't know how to reconcile that. Like, is this not a good game? I've even asked on Reddit, of all places, like, am I playing this game wrong? Like, is this... should I be playing it in some way that provides narrative all the time? But I'm like, this character needs a boat. Absolutely, definitely has to have a boat. Because I have to go north, because I'm seeking Mr. Eden's name. So... to get a boat, I have to grind. I have to get parts. I have to do all the things. Excellent. I think that's enough. Maybe. So this is part of the game. Like, this is just... but this isn't fun? Like, I had to get... for the method I chose, for the boat I chose, which is one of the cheaper... okay, look, no. It's not just that Smin. Everybody wants a boat. You cannot progress much in this game if you don't get a boat. So for the boat I picked, which was one of the cheaper boats, I needed 11,000 cryptic clues, and you saw what I did to get 500. Like, that's not interesting? I mean, that's just not interesting. Yeah, but... okay. Lucy, you're walking around the quad for all of your actions. You don't need a boat. That's... I mean, that is fair. So this time, I'm actually going to switch to my dangerous outfit. Make sure that it is still, in fact, the most dangerous outfit. I acquire enough equipment sort of by accident that I have to kind of like check in on this stuff. And I'm looking for anything with more than dangerous 4, of course, which I probably don't have. Hook up with who? And, like, Neathy dinners? Strolling the quad and fucking. I mean, you know, that's fair. Alright, I'm probably as good as I'm gonna get on dangerous. You can see that every 50-cent amount that could be leached out of my inventory has been spent on things to keep my suspicion down, so that I can grind for all these things. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Oh, well, excellent. I have a boat. This is 3 significantly cool things that have happened today. 2 on this character and 1 on my original character. So, I picked going for the Swift Z Clipper because I think I'm going to have to do a whole lot of travel as I'm seeking Mr. Eden's name. I haven't, like, gone and read a whole guide of how to do this. Because I kind of want to explore it, but I do keep up the official, like, the official on the wiki Smin guide so that I don't, like, waste actions gaining levels of spin. I don't understand how I'm min-maxing this game. Like, it's not consistent, but I definitely do to a certain amount. And you can see I leave a lot of narrative stuff behind on this character. I have the monthly subscription, but mostly so that I have 40 actions. I'll go back and play some of these eventually. So I don't want to go to sea yet, but I am interested in, like... Oh, boy. Yeah. I'm gonna not do that. I'm just gonna chill out on land and figure out what is my next... I don't know, I feel lost. I have a boat. Okay, so... I also... And I'm on Reddit. I'm on Reddit. Like, it's hard to get me to go on Reddit because it's full of obnoxious people at times. But the Fallen London Reddit's pretty cool. But I was like, this whole process is complicated. So once a week, when the healer visits and you get back your free evenings or whatever they're called, pain goes down, your professional payments, all that stuff, right? There's a little ticker that gets unset called the Marshmire Memories or some bullshit. And that unticks. And then what I go and do is I go to the flit. I have a rabid cat, a starveling cat, bite me repeatedly until I have unaccountably peckish 10. And then I draw cards until I get the right high enough card so that I can increase my Seeking Mr. Eaton's name by 1. And then I can't do it anymore that week. Like, just the 1. And then I have to go and try and bring down this unaccountably peckish number. It's goofy. But I wait for it as eagerly as, like, someone playing a mobile game would be like, oh, it's the day ticker. I get my daily reward or whatever. Like, it's that for me, except it's on a weekly basis. So, my next step as a SMIN person is to try to get 7 memories of chains. And I have 7 scars. Where did I? They're probably not here anymore. I have 7 scars, and each scar wounded me sufficiently that it sent me to wherever the boatman is, the death place. This is going to send me to jail. I have 1 of them. And the reason I stopped doing it is that because every time you go to jail, it takes away cryptic clues. And I was like, well, shit, I'm grinding for cryptic clues, so let me do that first, and then I'll do this memory of change thing. So I'm going to go to jail. There's nothing I can do about it. It doesn't matter if my suspicion were 0. It wouldn't matter anything. But they take stuff. They take stuff. So I'm willing to lose those. But I have spent fate to get out of jail. And I don't mind doing so. I bought, like, I don't know, 150 fate, like a decent chunk. It's cheaper to leave jail once you're in than while you're still out in the world. And that's not always true, I don't think, of the other jails. I don't find, like, here, is there an interesting contact here? I've been to jail a lot. So my shadowy is low. Like, for a person of some importance, it should be about 100 or so. So when I started grinding for cryptic clues, my shadowy was like 81, maybe 79. And so I was failing over and over again. Like, it was like 43% chance. Which, again, probably not the most efficient way to do it, but I got my shadowy up. This is going to automatically send me 7 times. And the question is this how I want to use my actions? Or would I rather just, like, pay a few bucks and get through this? So, my question, and I don't have an answer, is if you die from wounds, or you go to the underworld or whatever from wounds, you can play chess with a boatman, and that's interesting. Up to a certain level. What do I get from being in jail? So, making waves, that's actually kind of worth it, or at least a valuable thing. But if there's not like some interesting contact, I don't want to like spend 100 actions just getting out of jail. Like, that's boring. I feel like Greg might know if there's any person of interest. Because sometimes you can make connections, or... So the ambitious barrister, if you don't recall, is the person that guides you through becoming a person of some importance. Oh, yes, the forager. Well, I think you can spend fate maybe, but yeah, I think you're right. I think... Can I... Okay, so I will have to wait until I have actions to play a card. Because I can't discard. So, yes, I'm in jail. I have 2 of my 7 memories of chains, which I don't know how those show up. It's hard to find this whole... so they rolled out their redesign at the beginning of June. They had a lot of performance problems, and they got a lot of rude feedback from people. And they were starting the election, so they rolled it back because they couldn't keep up with the performance problems, which I totally get. But they haven't rolled it back out yet. But one of the major things that changes, and the mobile app had this, is you could search. Like, this whole thing, imagine just a search bar up here above qualities that searches both your inventory and qualities. So you can be like seeking, and it'll like not only find the seeking Mr. Eaton name's quality, but would show like my escape card for getting out of seeking Mr. It's pretty cool, and I hate this BS because I have no idea where anything is even supposed to be. But so, given that I am out of actions and stuck in jail, it's going to be about 5-ish minutes, maybe? 7 minutes before I get a new action. I think I will call my first little test stream done. Thank you all for hopping in and watching. If I decide to do this, I'll probably do both of my characters side by side. That way it's a little longer and a little more interesting. The other character is not seeking Mr. Eaton's name. So that would be a more normal playthrough of a much higher level character that has been around for many, many years. So, thank you all.